welcome back to the Fire Burns Within channel. The new Cannibal Corpse album, Chaos Horrific, is out. I've listened to it about, I'd say 6 times, I think. I've had it a while. Managed to get it a couple of days early. Listened to it about 6 times. Trying to get into it, trying to work my way into it. So here it is, a quick song-by-song review. Track 1, Overlords of Violence. It's okay song, frenetic. It's grown on me quite a bit. Some nice, sick, twisted riffs. Powerful overdrive riffs. Quite a little bit of technical edge to them. Good song. At first I wasn't sure, but now it's a good song. 7.5 for that song. Track 2, Frenzied Feeding. Struggling with this track. It sounds like a slightly inferior version of track 1. Solo is good though, so 6.5 for that track. Track 3, Summoned for Sacrifice. Slowed it down a bit. Some nice bendy riffs, heavy chugging, making this one of the heaviest tracks. And then it goes super frenzied. The fast riff at 1 minute 20 is killer. I love that. And then it slows down to those bendy riffs for the solo section. It's a solid track. Good pace changes, plenty of twists. This is more like it. This is how I like my Cannibal Corpse. 8 out of 10 for that track. Bloodblind. I didn't like this single when it first heard it a few weeks ago, whenever it came out. Sounds like a slow, boring, Morbid Angel type of song. It's very heavy, and if you like it sort of slow and heavy and then faster a little bit later on, you might like it. But I found this song quite tedious, and I've listened to it every time. I don't skip it. I do make sure to listen to it, see if it grows on me, but it's not really doing that, so it just gets a 6 out of 10. Track 5 is Vengeful Invasion. Nice riff starts this song off. It's pretty unique sounding actually, before it settles down to a heavy chuggathon. Nice cymbal ride in this track from the drummer Paul Mazurkiewicz. I love a good cymbal ride. It's good to hear in a death metal song. The song is good. It sounds a little chaotic. There's not like the structure goes here, there and everywhere. It sounds a little bit haphazard, like, I don't know, I just like more of a little structure, but it's sort of fast, slow, slow, fast, slow, slow, fast. The main riff is undeniably good though, so it gets a 7.5 out of 10, that track. Track 6 is the title track, Chaos Horrific. Starts off almost like a thrash metal song before settling back into a very cool groove. This one is better to latch onto with a better structure. One of the best tracks on the album. Very sweet solo in that track as well. 8 out of 10. Track 7 is Fracture and Refracture. Almost a backwards sounding riff to start this one. And then it settles down to a classic twisted Cannibal Corpse style riff. This is a nice groovy tune, but still with a strong tech edge. Interesting song that needs time to show its worth to the listener. Heavy, groovy, and still techy. Possibly best track so far. I don't know. This one, I really do like this one. It's 8.5 out of 10 for that track. Track 8 is Pitchfork Impalement. Quite similar in feel to the previous track. Just not quite as good. Still a solid album track, but they can probably do these type of tracks in their sleep. Still has some interesting riffs though, and a nice cymbal ride again just before the solo and then straight after. Solid track, 8 out of 10. Track 9 is Pestilential Rictus, another fast-paced opening with a decent riff that settles down to a heavy rolling beat. This is actually pretty catchy and will hit you harder with repeated plays. At first I wasn't sure about this song, but the more I've played this one is growing on me, and it's super groovy, nice tech edge. As usual with Corpse, rock solid tune with repeated plays. It gets an 8 out of 10 from me. Track 10 is the final track, Drain You Empty, a darker, moodier track to end, very heavy. Picks up a little pace in the middle, gets quite fast, but just lacks hooks, lacks memorability. Corpse Grinder spits the lyrics quite fast, which I always enjoy when he spits them fast, but I don't know, this song is just not doing it for me. It's just not hitting the right spots for me. It gets a 6 out of 10. Okay, final thoughts. When I first listened to the album, I was quite disappointed. I found it sort of a little hard going. It's not like got enough light and shade, but by second, third listen, fourth listen, I started picking up on these sort of twisted, sick riffs. And you know, the more plays I was getting through, the better it was sounding, the more coherent it was sounding. Although I find the production very dense and very, like, almost, I want to say, too heavy for, I mean, you know, for a death metal band, you can never be too heavy, right? But what I'm trying to say is that, I don't know, you lose some of the memorability of the riffs if they're too thick and distorted, and they start to sound mushy. And you know, when you hear Corpse Grinder's vocals, you know, alongside them, they sound too similar to one another. It's like you're hearing one massive sound, so it just sounds a little bit too, you know, it's just too much a little. And song after song, it's like pretty fast, pretty dense, and it does start to get a little bit much. But like I said, the more you listen, this album will get more coherent and it will start to sound better. Corpse Grinder himself sounds good. The drumming is solid. I mean, I've never really cared too much for the drumming in Cannibal Corpse. You know, Paul Mazurkovic, I don't think he's known for his being some kind of amazing drummer, but he's solid. I mean, he's good. Alex's bass is a little bit disappointingly lost in the mix. He's just following mainly the guitar lines. There's a couple of moments where you can hear him, but it's just too dense and thick. So you can't really, he's just adding weight. So you can't really pick out clean bass lines. Apart from right at the beginning in track 1, I think it is, where he gets to play a little touch of a bass line. So the final thought is, this is a solid Cannibal Corpse album. It's, you know, typical latter-day Cannibal Corpse, a little more sort of, I don't know, denser, thicker, heavier, more brutal maybe. A lot of fans will love that. Some fans will prefer the slightly catchier stuff like me. But this album's grown on me. If I tot up my scores, it comes to 74 out of 100. So let's just call it 75 out of 100 or 7.5 out of 10. It's a solid album. Some people will probably rank it around an 8. Some might give it an 8.5 if they like it extra brutal, fast and heavy. Yeah, 7.5 seems to be a fair score to me. Okay, that's it. The new Cannibal Corpse. Check it out.